Welcome back to the Insights Festival show. I hope you've had a wonderful time on the main stage. It was certainly inspiring for me, and I know that a number of the fringe sessions that have taken place since then have also proven to be quite inspiring, and I hope that you've enjoyed particularly the great sampling debate, which I've just found quite fascinating. We have a wonderful segment today, which is about introducing the Insights community. But we also couldn't be talking about the Insights community without talking about the heroes who make this community come to life and who also support this community to have a voice, whether it be in front of regulators, in front of the general public, but also within the community. So we wanted to give an opportunity to some of the members of the Esomar staff to talk a little bit about themselves so that you can discover who are the voices and the faces that you call when you're asking for Esomar for assistance. I want to give the floor for this particular segment to one member of my team, who is Srikar, who is one of the newest members of the team and has been doing an amazing job hosting our podcast. Srikar, the floor is yours, and I hope that you can introduce us to some of the Esomar team.
Thank you very much, Kim, and hello, livestream. So as Kim says, my name is Srikar Govindaraju. I'm a project consultant with Esomar and also the host of the Talking Insights podcast. You might recognize my buttery smooth voice. And in this little session, I just wanted to take the chance to introduce you to some of the members of the Esomar team who, as Kim just said, work behind the scenes to make this wonderful Insights Festival possible. So I am very happy to introduce you to today my colleagues Caroline Oets, Kalika Saxena, and Ilya Hull, who are here today to share a little bit about themselves, about their work at Esomar, and their takes on the research sector. So let's start. Caroline, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself? Where are you from? How did you come to Esomar? And what is your role?
Thanks, Srikar. And hi, everybody. Thanks for having me here today. I started at Esomar 6 years ago as an office manager, and I've been enjoying it ever since. So my normal day-to-day job would actually be receiving guests, normally loads of international ones, and facilitating meetings or assisting people with their travel. At the moment, that's a little bit less, of course, due to the COVID, but I'm still in the office, and it's great.
Oh, yeah. And Kalika, how about you? A bit about yourself, where you're from, and what you do at Esomar.
First of all, hello everyone, and thank you for having me here with you. I'm the senior sales specialist at Esomar and have been living here in Holland for almost 8 years now with my husband and a lovely 4-year-old daughter. So I'm very keen on learning Dutch language and hopeful to be fluent one day. But I joined Esomar like 8 months ago. Very recent, and since it has been an amazing experience so far for me, so I've got lovely colleagues to work with, very joyful environment, and a lot of help from people around. But on a daily basis, we have been receiving inquiries, like corporate inquiries and individual membership inquiries, and we are reaching out to members either via a phone call or Teams online meeting, and trying to see and understand and analyze their need, what they're exactly looking for, and what we can recommend to them. So, and dealing with a lot of requests regarding what assistance they might need regarding the membership they have. So basically, we are engaged in member engagements, campaigns, and apart from that, we are also looking forward to welcome new members to join the global Esomar community. Thank you.
Lovely. That's a lot of work. And last but by no means least, goeiedag Ilya, how's your Dutch? And tell us what you do at Esomar.
My Dutch is twee biertje alsjeblieft, which is probably the most regular thing I say. Sorry, Caroline. My name is Ilya. I'm the Junior Digital Marketing Executive, which is the longest title I've ever had until coming here. And I joined Esomar about 6 months ago, and that was about 3 weeks before the lockdown. So I had 3 weeks of meeting my fellow colleagues and then never seen them again, apart from tiny little boxes in front of me. And as part of my job, so I do some of the social media and assist on the emails. So a lot of the things that helped basically advertise and bring the Insights Festival out to your viewers. I had a nice little hand in, and I'm very proud of it. It's one of the biggest projects I've worked on, and really like working here. Unfortunately, far away from my colleagues.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah,
I think you've done a smashing job because everything looks amazing. Now, one of the things at Esomar, as well as being a very international organization, is that we have a really international team. And I want to get a bit of info from all of you, because I think in terms of backgrounds, we're kind of from all over the place. So Kalika, how about you first? What was your kind of journey? Where are your roots? And how did you come to be in the Netherlands?
Okay, so interesting question. I have been in India, since childhood, of course. I've born and brought up in Jaipur. If maybe in Delhi, if you know about New Delhi, and I've worked there in real estate and educational sectors, and investments and banking, pretty diverse portfolio. And then I got married with my husband, and that made that change that brought me here actually with him, because he was deported here on a project. And with him, I came here and start working in an educational sector. And we had our daughter. And then there was a little bit of gap in my, when I stopped working for a while. And then I ended up in Esomar. And since then, it's been amazing experience, and I'm loving it. Although, of course, as Ilya mentioned, the lockdown happened. So for me also, it was a kind of a same experience when I joined Esomar. After 1.5 months, the lockdown happened, and I'm kind of a very social person, but I love to interact with people. But with this lockdown, it's only interaction is limited via Teams or via phone calls. So it's I'm hoping that we can get back to the office soon, so that I can meet my lovely colleagues and work there in the office with that zeal and with that enthusiasm again. Thank you.
And the air conditioning.
That's very kind to all of your colleagues. Now, Caroline,
exactly,
I think you're our only... Caroline, I believe you're only fully native Dutch born and bred member on this call. So tell us a bit about yourself. Where are you from in the Netherlands? And oh, you're not. Did I guess that wrong?
No, I'm partly English. So my mother's English and my father's Dutch, and actually also a little bit Asian, but very, very little bit. But that's actually also why I like working at Esomar. There's a lot of international people. I have a British, people still living in Britain, family. And I think everybody's very warm, very open. When I speak to people on the phone, sometimes I have a conversation of 10 minutes. So I think it's a very nice community, and everybody knows each other. So that makes my work very nice. And I also got to get to know a lot of different people. So it makes it very exciting. And now it's a bit less, but I think during the COVID, I could call members from home. So my work changed a little bit, because normally I'm always in the office. But now I had the chance to change my job a little bit, and I also liked it a lot.
Lovely. And last but by no means least, Ilya Hull. Now, when I first saw your name, I thought there's someone who's half Russian and half British. Would you care to go into a bit more detail for us?
No, you didn't. I don't believe you. So I'm actually fully Russian, and the only British part of me is my accent and my passport. But I was born in Russia to my lovely mother, and who decided at the age of 10 to ship me over to the United Kingdom, which was, that's good decision by all means. And so yeah, I spent most of my life in England. I graduated, and I graduated a few years ago, and I thought I don't want to work, so I just went traveling for a while and then came back. And Amsterdam was the place I wanted to live, and I loved it. I love the international aspect of it, just like Esomar, which is a great representation of the people that live in the city and in the country. It's incredibly welcoming, very diverse, and just the opportunity to just sit down and have a fascinating chat with people from across the world, and actually being able to do that where you work is something quite incredible. So yeah, and yeah, so that's pretty much it, really. So Russian, moved to England, lives in Amsterdam. Probably going to go somewhere else soon. And what about you, Srikar?
I love how.
You know?
Oh, that's myself. Let's say born in India,
Nice.
moved to the UK incredibly young, so I don't even remember living in India, and pretty much grew up entirely in the UK. Briefly studied in Germany, went back to England, studied again in the Netherlands, and I loved it so much I ended up staying. And it was roughly 4 years ago. 4 years and about 2 weeks ago that I made the move to Maastricht to do my master's, and I've been here ever since. The Dutch can't get rid of me. So we've spoken a little bit. You've all mentioned a bit how things have changed since COVID, of course. None of us have been in the office. We've all been working from home. So what have you been doing outside of work hours? You know, I think one of the things that's come out of COVID is we all have a lot more time at home, time with our families, time with friends. What are some of the things you've been getting up to over the past 6 months? Caroline, let's start there.
Well, I can go first.
Yeah.
I was, I really enjoy playing tennis. So I play really a lot of tennis. Actually, 5 times a week or something. And I really enjoy it. I've become very good at it during the COVID. So, and I also help organize tournaments now and then. So if anybody's interested in playing sometime, I'm always at the tennis court nowadays.
Oh.
May have to take a few
Great.
lessons.
Practice
few lessons first.
And
Yeah.
Kalika, how
I can
about
go
you?
now?
Have you been?
Yes. So apart from work, I'm a dancer by heart. So I love Bollywood dancing, and I've been giving classes to my students, like to smaller children, yeah, and to adults as well. So I love that, and I mean, nobody can stop me while I'm dancing. So it's like. And I also love to ride bikes. So whenever there's warm, sunny weather, I used to go out with my daughter on biking. So yeah, that gives a fresh, rejuvenating pace to start with.
Well, you're definitely in the right country if you love to ride bikes. So that's it's a good start.
Yeah.
And
thank
Ilya,
you.
how about you? What have you
And
been
what
up
about
to
you?
over the past few months?
Well, I bought a new bike recently because I also love biking, and but apart from that, with the lockdown was a little bit tricky because I lived with a few other people, so most of my time was spent either working or arguing with my housemates, which made us closer and stronger together. You know, very. But apart from that, I try to, obviously, lockdown, permitting, spend as much time as I like outside, and it kind of made me gave me a little bit of a different perspective on things. With a quieter city, I enjoy the parks a lot more, and started doing like calisthenics or whatever it's called, which is quite fun actually. And so yeah, just try to be as active as I possibly could, and yeah, that was my 6 months. gone with the flash. And what about you then?
Calisthenics
Great.
is a very
What about
old-timey sounding exercise. A lot of my time has
basically
been
pull-ups,
spent with what you can see behind me. Oh, hang on. This way. Everything's mirrored. So there's a guitar, which I spend a lot of entirely too much time on. And there's some books, which I spend entirely too much time collecting.
Wow.
Amazing.
And that is when we're not busy doing our work for SMR, of course.
Obviously, yes.
That's nice.
Are you a good guitar player now?
Well, I've been playing guitar for the better part of 18 years. 19 years almost. I started when I was 7.
Oh.
So I think I'm okay.
Wow.
But I don't know. I don't want to assume.
Yeah. Nice.
You have to play for us
now,
once
one of
we are
the
in
things,
office, Srikar.
I will play if you dance and Ilya sings and Caroline does some synchronized tennis.
Yeah.
That would be great. Let's do it once we are
And
in.
that can be live streamed as well. So if anyone's interested, please do contact SMR Member Relations and we'll let you know.
Thing is, like, we have proof right now, so we can't back out. There is proof of this conversation floating in the internet right now.
Well, going back
do you play,
to our members who what do I play? A bit of everything. It's all. There's a bit of metal. There's a bit of jazz. There's some blues. Every so often I come across all John Denver. It goes a bit country roads. Take me home. Which is a strange song, seeing as we've all been at home for the past 6 months.
Nice.
Now, going back to let's pull it back to SMR. Let's talk about some members, because we were all very international. We have a lovely international team in the office. What are your favorite things about working with SMR's members who are very international, who are based all around the world? What's your favorite part of interacting with them, helping them, speaking to our members, contacting them day to day? Caroline, how about you? Because I know for you, it's changed quite a lot since everything's gone remote.
Yes. Well, I liked it because before that I didn't speak to members a lot. Now I was speaking to them quite a couple of times during the week. And it was nice to hear that they enjoy the support they get from Esomar. A lot of people really looked forward to the Insights event. And I also got the chance to hear a little bit more about their work. So sometimes I spoke to people who worked in software, but I also spoke to a lady who told me that she was a researcher in sports events. So when you build stadiums, you have to do lots of surveys and lots of research before you build a stadium before the Olympic Games, for instance. That's things I actually never knew, and I thought it was very inspiring and also interesting to hear, because normally you hear one side. So I just heard loads of different research. That was actually very surprising. I really like that.
And Ilya, let's say, for you, coming from the kind of social media, the comms side of things, how is it for you when you communicate with people who are based in very different cultures, in very different countries?
So it's interesting to see like a lot of the demand that we have from like the African community and from APAC as well, especially like seeing really kind of like talking to people from places I've never been, and as an avid traveler, it's quite amazing. But apart from that, I don't get much opportunity to talk to members, but throughout the Insights Festival, especially having been visiting a lot of the events and the sessions, actually seeing the conversations going on, it's given me a lot of hope in the industry that I believe in, and I believe in what SMR does, improving the ethics of what we do, and it's great. I'm looking forward to meeting some of them in person, hopefully at some live events, if SMR want to fly me over somewhere. But hopefully soon.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
I mean, and Kalika, now you have the most kind of direct member engagement role, I think, out of any of us on this call. So what's it been like for you, speaking to people who, as Ilya just mentioned, from all over countries you've never been before, countries maybe we've never heard of before. So how is it for you, speaking to all these people during the past few months?
Yes, I really enjoy talking to members. It's regarding membership discussions. Sometimes it is regarding about their invoices and other things. So I really enjoy talking to them on phone or Teams online meetings. So since lockdown, the online team meetings have increased because I mean, everyone is available online. So it really gives me an edge to understand and analyze their need better and suggest them the best solution. I understand what they are looking for exactly, and then suggest the best solution. Also, I get local market knowledge and insights, which give me an idea how they are conducting research in that region, and how they are carrying out their business practices over there, which really helps me in guiding inquiries coming from their region. Coming from other members, they are inquiring from their region. So it really gives me an edge about it. And also, apart from that, the members are like they're coming from different cultures, so they bring on table a lot of cultural perspectives and insights, and the local knowledge, which means higher quality and targeted marketing. So I quite like that while interacting with them, and it really motivates me to talk more and more and more. Sometimes the call goes to like half an hour, so sometimes it's really engaging with a few of the members, and I really like that. Gives me a motivation to talk more and to keep them in our community.
Lovely, and I think that leads nicely onto what I wanted to ask you next, because Ilya mentioned it just then about the industry, and you've also mentioned it then about different markets. Now, I don't know about the three of you, but before I started working with Esomar, I knew next to nothing about market research. Market research, as far as I knew it, was someone approaching you on the street with a clipboard and they ask you, what you think of a certain product. I know now that is very much not the case. So what for you guys has been, what have you really learned about, the research sector? What has really struck you as something that you really didn't know before you started working for Esomar, before you even attended events like the Congress and the Insights Festival? Caroline, I'm going to put this to you first because I know you've been with Esomar the longest. So what are some of the things you've picked up?
Mm-hmm. Well, as an outsider, before I came here, I also thought the same as you, and I would also sometimes take part in those tests. But when I joined, I saw that it's a very large community with very dedicated members. And actually, I learned that research, it's constantly changing. It's also very dynamic. And I think that's because research touches on so many different subjects. So we also saw the research makes a different competition. So it's very varied, and it's just wonderful. I'm each time surprised to hear the different presentations and what they offer and what research can bring us.
Lovely, and Kalika, you've been second longest here. What's been your kind of main learnings about the research sector so far?
Yeah, I mean, earlier I used to see, in fact, research and insights, the terms are used interchangeably, but in truth, there is a whole lot of a difference between them. And when I joined Esomar, I came to know about it, the real difference. And I've learned a lot about research and insights. Research can tell us what is happening, but we might need insights to understand why it is happening, and crucially, what to do about it. So this is the main difference. And then I have learned that there is a lot of content. It's very varied, as Caroline mentioned, and it's like it's very wide. So we have a very large community, and we have a lot of members who are like dedicated and committed to Esomar, with a lot of knowledge base, with a lot of different cultural perspectives. So yes. I have been interacting with them on a daily basis. So I have quite learned a lot from them, how they conduct research in their area, what are the methodologies they're using to conduct research, and yeah, different aspects related to that. Yeah, so far it's going good, and I really like it.
Lovely. And Elia, how about you? How much did you know about the research sector before, and what have you picked up since joining Esomar?
So my only experience of market research prior to this was when I was about 18. I was one of the collectors, but I was one of the charity ones. And after that, I decided to get a degree and got a degree in marketing and with the aspects of market research in it, which actually put me off market research. Thank you, lecturer Benzi, and gave me a forever undying phobia of SPSS. So if anyone watching, any of you ever worked in SPSS, let me know. Did you have fun? Because I didn't. So I never thought I'd actually enter the sector, and due to my poor performance in that module. But what I'm really impressed about the community, and what I was unaware is the amount of just effort that everyone puts in. It is a community. It's not just an industry. Having worked from IMRD, worked through that, and the community initiatives in the Fringe. And I know I'm kind of like talking about the about the prior events, but they're the biggest projects I've worked on, really. And it's incredible to see. Hi, Rianne.
Oh, sorry.
So the community spirit
guest appearance from
is
Rihanna.
Great.
Lovely. And I see we are getting towards the end of our time. So I just wanted to give you guys one last quick question. So we've been spending, as you know, a lot of time at home.
Oh, okay.
And I think we spent a lot of time, relaxing over the past few months.
I heard, so
what has been your favorite, movie, book, music, anything you've come across over the past 6 months that you'd like to share with our viewers? Ilya, how about you go first?
Most recent one I enjoyed, Arthur Conan Doyle's Studying Scarlet. Just really fantastic book, and a great introduction to Sherlock Holmes novels. It's nothing to do with market research, or it does. You can draw some parallels.
Kalika, how about you?
I would say I have my one of the favorite movies I watched like many times during this lockdown. That is I'm the Legend, because I really love that movie. So kind of it's it gives me every time the motivation and that hope that you in spite of many challenges, you should not give up. So yeah, nothing new I would say, but I've been keep watching that quite a lot in the lockdown because it's one of my favorite movies.
Lovely.
Nice.
And Caroline, how about you? Favorite movie, book, music during this COVID period?
Yeah, my favorite movie at the moment is, Tonya, I, Tonya. It's about the ice skater. And Green Book, I really like that. But I'm very much a music person, so I really like Bombay Stereo and Dua Lipa. It's very danceable. And I'm guilty pleasure 80s. So I listened, I enjoyed that as well.
There's nothing to feel guilty about loving music from the 80s.
Oh, good.
And what is your favorite music?
Oh, let's see. My gosh, that's really tough on the spot. I like quite a bit of heavy metal. I don't know if you'd expect that, but Metallica recently had a very good album, which was them performing with the San Francisco Symphony Orchestra. I highly recommend it. Maybe not during work hours.
So good
if you want to work out. Well, I think we're just about out of time, guys. So thank you so much to the team, Kalika, Elia, Caroline. Thank you for joining me. And I hope anyone watching has enjoyed this little quick glimpse into the day-to-day of the Esomar team and how we've all been living during the past few months. We're going through the same struggle that you are. I would love to have more and more people from the Esomar team on to share their unique stories and their takes, and maybe we'll be able to again soon. But for now, thank you all for watching. I hope you're enjoying the festival, and it's back to Kim in the studio.
Hey, thank you very much, Srikar, for giving us a glimpse into the team behind Esomar. And I hope that you've heard just how meaningfully we take on the role of helping you, of supporting you within the Insights community. And I think that's exactly what the team has been showing. So very much huge thanks to Kalika, to Srikar, to Ilya, and also to Caroline, who is, of course, one of the persons that you will be responding to most of your emails. So thanks you guys for all of that. In a number of hours, in about 3 hours, we're going to be connecting to another part of the Insights community, which are the research users. And thanks to that, we're going to have a little show called Brands Connect, which is a new initiative from Esomar, which is all about clients, research users talking to other clients, research users, about the kinds of issues that drives them to commission research in the first place. So I think that'll be super interesting. And then we'll close the day with a little segment, the state of our world according to Insights, with a focus on the global community. So it's going to be really fantastic. See you in about 3 hours, and enjoy the rest of the show. And for those of you who are festival goers, there's plenty of other fringe sessions just waiting for you, including one where we're presenting more about the GMR, which is the Global Market Research Report, highlighting how the state of our ecosystem, the state of the data research and insights community. So I hope we'll see some of you there. And remember, tomorrow we have the closing party. The closing party is going to be a huge thing. We've gotten an amazing DJ lined up for you, and we're going to have lots of interactive competitions. So bring your best shirt, bring your best move, bring your best, most colorful cocktail, because those of you who will win those competitions will be up for a prize. See you soon.